Hi, my name is Genie. I'm goal setting coach, and this is Dreams Through Reality podcast. This is based on my book, Dreams Through Reality: The 4 Keys to Manifesting the Life of Your Dreams. It is available on Amazon. I also have other content on YouTube and TikTok. And the topic for today is the unconscious mind doesn't know what is real or not. So there are 3 levels of mind, or 3 memories. There's the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, or subconscious mind, and the superconscious or superego higher self. So the conscious mind is only conscious of, we only started being conscious around maybe 3-4 years old up to the present moment. Before that, we were pre-conscious. Basically, we didn't really have like a personality. We were just like little toddlers and just eating, drinking, just enjoying our life, not really conscious yet that we have like separate personality apart from our parents. We developed that after the age of 3-4 years old, after we, the toddler years. And the unconscious mind is that part of our consciousness that automates everything. So it's the autonomic systems like that controls breathing. So that's part of the unconscious mind. Digestive system, circulatory system. We're not really conscious of our breathing. Sometimes we are, but not all of the time. Our digestion as well, we're not always conscious. I don't know about people, but normally you should be conscious of when you're digesting. Maybe when your stomach is grumbling, you can be conscious of it. Your heartbeat, you may be aware that your heart is beating, but most of the time it's just automatic. It just goes like it just pumps blood. And that is the unconscious mind, or the subconscious mind. It just controls everything. It runs the show. And then there's the superconscious, which is higher self, has a higher perspective on life. It sees everything from birth until the present moment, and even sometimes they claim even before birth. It has a connection to our ancestors and to the field of information and the field of infinite possibilities. And it can be connected to the divine. So we are able to access the superconscious mind by directly talking to it. I do magnetic recode, which is like talking directly to the superconscious mind, or you can actually talk to it, that level of our mind, through prayer. I am pretty sure that people have had prayers that were answered. That is the superconscious mind. And just to show how connected we are, haven't you experienced like when you were talking about someone and then they start appearing, like literally, and we always say, oh my god, like talk of the devil, and then they're there. It happened, it's to me several times. We talk about someone and then they start walking towards you and like, hey, how you doing? And a funny example too is that my friend was complaining about her mom, and during the course of our lunch or brunch, so she was just talking about her mom complaining, and then I kid you not, in less than 5 minutes, the mom called her, and then she said, oh no, that's her speaking up the devil. So we are connected, and that connection between twins, connection between mother and child, we are connected to some degree. Sometimes we're just not conscious of it. So the unconscious mind, but I will talk more about the superconscious or the higher self, the superego, more in another episode. But this episode is about the unconscious mind doesn't know what is real or not. So the unconscious mind is actually reprogrammable, provided that you know how to work with it. Because the unconscious mind actually just wants to keep the status quo. Once you programmed it, It wants to just, okay, this is new program. I'm just going to keep on doing it until you send me new instructions. And the way that you can send it new instructions is through visualization. Because when you visualize, the unconscious mind doesn't know if it's real or not, and it will just comply. And I have been doing a lot of visualizations over the years. I have manifested consistently, but not mainly through visualization. I would like to say that it's not my primary mode of manifestation, but since I shifted to it, to using visualization as one of the primary ways of manifesting, I have gotten really consistent results as well. So, case in point, I actually learned about, it's called the Bengston method or image cycling. It's where you visualize the end image or the end result that you want. And I started using sometime in 2021, late 2020, early 2021. I think it was November 2020 for sure. I used the Bengston method or image cycling to actually be certified in hypnosis. And at that time, as you all can remember, there were lockdowns and restrictions. There was really no way for me to be able to get certified in hypnosis, but I wanted to. So I tried this image cycling thing where I visualized my end result, which is I am in the hotel attending the seminar or the certification class, and my mentor, the guy that I chose to be my mentor for hypnosis, walks in and tells me hi, and then I'm drinking water and I'm at the back of the class, and that's what I visualized. And I kid you not, on the first day, and I visualized this for maybe November, December, January, so around 2 months, and I was consistently visualizing this. And in January, it did happen. That end image that I envisioned in my mind actually happened. What happened was, as exactly as I visualized it. I was at the back of the class. I was drinking water. And then the mentor, the mentor that I envisioned appears and says, hi. I just didn't expect it to happen so fast. I was literally it was maybe within 5 minutes of the class starting, it happened. I was not anticipating that it would happen right away, but it did. And another thing that I manifested too, I'm good about trying to manifest mentors. Anyway, I used image cycling. Basically, the gist is you just think about your end results and image. So my end image was I was with my 2 mentors, and I was in their living room, and we were drinking wine, or there was wine. And this is funny though, because the unconscious mind will still comply, but it will choose the path of least resistance. So what happened, and this is what actually happened. So it happened this year, several months ago, maybe 2-3 months ago. Anyway, I went to this free event, and the 2 mentors that I wanted to meet in person, they were sitting in what looked like the stage, but they were sitting in this, on a chair in the stage, or on the stage, but the stage was meant to look like their living room. So there were 2 chairs there, and then there was a bottle of wine. It's so funny. Someone placed a bottle of wine in the corner or a glass of wine in the corner, exactly as I envisioned it. And there was also carpet too, and I was at the front, and I realized, like, oh my god, this is what I envisioned, but not really what I envisioned. I envisioned that I would be invited to their house, but I was actually invited to an event where the stage was meant to look like their living room area, with the rug, complete with the rug and the chairs and stuff. And it was just funny the way it just manifested like that. And of course, I also manifested like a TV, but I over manifested a TV because I saw it on sale and I said, yeah, you know what? 75 inches isn't that. I wanted a flat screen TV, but I wasn't really too sure about the size. And I kept manifesting. I'm like, no, I don't think I'm going to get. Like, I kept image cycling that I was going to get a large screen, flat screen TV. But at that point, I was like, I don't think I should get one yet, because it's not the time yet. Like, my apartment is small. I'm not ready yet for that kind of commitment. But I still did it anyway, just to test out the image cycling. And it did appear eventually, but it was in a different apartment, and the TV was larger than I anticipated. In my head, I was thinking maybe 55 inches. I actually ordered a 75-inch TV, and I was like, oh, that's tiny. So it took a while. I had to pay someone to help me like set it up because it was hard. And then my boyfriend, he set up the internet and stuff, so it got set up pretty fast. I just didn't anticipate that it was going to be a flat screen TV that was gigantic, and it still is. I also image cycled a new bed. Essentially, like, yeah, I need this headboard and stuff like that. And I did eventually. I've been traveling for the past, like, a lot since 2018, and it was only around maybe early 2020 that, because of the pandemic, that I stopped traveling. I was literally still traveling in 2020, but I drove for an hour, more than an hour, to my destination and then back. And but I wasn't really ready to get, like, I was sleeping on like high-end air mattress. Like, it's an expensive air mattress. It's very comfy. It's not uncomfortable, actually. It's very comfy, but I wasn't ready for a mattress, or a bed. Eventually I said, you know what, let's just image cycle this, and it did happen. It did. So I'm now image cycling other images and images. It has to be at least 20. That's what the guy that is teaching this, Bengston, the Bengston method. This is the Bengston method anyway. And he said just try 20 things at a time or more. So I am image cycling several things at the same time, in my head. And yeah, and come to think about it, I have been using image cycling, but not really aware of it, that it is image cycling. I mean, years ago when I was a kid, I always envisioned like seeing the DeLorean in real life, and it actually happened this year. I think that was this year. Yeah, it happened this year. I saw the DeLorean in Back to the Future in real life, and I also saw KITT. If you guys know what KITT is, it's like a car in a TV show, Knight Rider. Also saw that as well. Basically, so image cycling is just visualization, but you're cycling through different end images or end results rapidly and consistently, but not ritualistic. It should be fun. because the unconscious, and this just proves to you that the unconscious mind doesn't really know what is real or not. It works through images, it works through emotions, it works through the five senses, and if you can really envision it, it will happen. And another example I can cite, this is not mine, but there's this celebrity, and she mentioned that before she even had kids, she would envision them running in the sand, with their bare feet. And eventually she did manifest. She's actually a very powerful manifester. She actually manifested like a beach house, and then her kids walking barefoot, on the sand, and that actually happened, and that, she said, was what she visualized. Also, Jamie Foxx as well, like he said he envisioned having a horse, and he did have a horse. There was a video where he said, "Oh, this is what I always wanted. I always envisioned to have like a horse," and I think he had like a tiny horse, or I don't know what kind of horse it is, but he did eventually have or owned a horse, which is what he said he envisioned. So you see, the visualization does work. Unconscious mind doesn't know what is real or not. So you, unless you redirect or reprogram the subconscious mind or the unconscious mind, it will just continue to do what it's supposed to be doing, which is running the programs that you placed in it. And the reason why we need to reprogram the subconscious mind, because not all of the programs that we added in it from childhood are the best for us or works for us. Most of the time they work against us. So instead of just living your life in the automatic mode, why not take over it and then just program stuff in your subconscious mind that actually works for you rather than against you? So do try visualization. So I am on TikTok, and I actually have a online course. It's on Stan Store, stan.store / Mystic Genie 88, and Mystic Genie is spelled MYSTIC, Genie GENIE 88. So I'll put it on the show notes below, and I also have the book Dreams to Reality, Genie Hermoso, that's on Amazon, and so TikTok, Amazon, Stan Store, this podcast, and I'm also on YouTube as well. I do talk about different topics there as well. So my YouTube channel, Genie Hermoso, is just basically about everything that I'm interested about, which is coaching, subconscious mind, Buddhism, movies, and everything like that. I even interview people too. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to my podcast, Dreams to Reality. Do check out my other websites for sure, and do listen to the other previous episodes. You will learn a lot, because I'll be sharing a lot of information. Thank you for listening.